This is a video tutorial that shows you how to use the two different kinds of info boxes that are available to you as an admin when you are creating guides to share with your team. So to start, we'll open up the extension by clicking on the icon here, and we'll see the sidebar. And we're going to just go to creating a guide, creating a software guide, and we're going to push start. So again, we have the two actions here, and that's because Merlin is smart enough to let us know that we're in the sales console and that we started off in the home page. You are free to remove those items, but they are very helpful. Let's say one of your users was accidentally in the service console. Merlin would let them know to go to the sales console as well. So let's say I want an info box right here on this page. I'm going to open up the edit actions, click on Add Info Box. I'm not going to pick an element. Instead, I'm just simply going to give a message. So here is the home section of your Salesforce account. Let's say I wanted to provide more information. Here's more information. And for the purpose of this video, I'm actually just going to do some pretend typing. Let's say you wanted to have a lot of info here on this home page for your users. In real life, obviously, you would have much more specific info, real words, but for the purpose of this video, to show you an info box, this will suffice. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Add Info Box. And we can see here's the main title of the info box, and we have the icon here that lets us know it's an info box we've added. I'm going to close down this actions view so that I can see what's going on the page, and I will click over to contacts. And then let's say I want to add a new kind of info box, and this is where an element has been selected. So I'm going to go into Edit Actions again, Add Info Box again, but this time I'm going to pick an element. So I'll click there, and we can see here it says Select on the page, and when I hover over different elements, they will have this blue highlight around them, and that will let you know what element is going to be selected. So let's say I want to select this recent contacts element. So I select that element. The spinning wheel lets us know that Merlin is generating this screenshot for that element. And I can say this is the recent contacts section of the contact page. Again, just as you can with custom messages, you can edit the font color, you can bold, italicize, underline, add lists, links, images, and videos as well. I'm good with that. It's just a simple info box, so I'm going to push Add Info Box. And again, we can see the info box icon, and we can also see the screenshot there. That's the info box area, the element that we selected. Let's say I want to add one more element. If I was to do this, I might click New to start a new guide, but for the purpose of this guide, we're just going to stop it there. So I'll push Finished. I can see it's got all of the steps. It's got my info box, the next step, and the final step. I will click Next. There's nothing I want to edit. And then I will say using info boxes in Salesforce with Merlin Guides. Push Next. I'm just going to share this guide with myself, and that's because it's not a complete guide. It's sort of for pretend, it's a demo for the purpose of this video, so I'll just share it with myself. Now I can click See Live, which will play it back, and I can also access that guide by going back to guides, but we'll just do See Live so you can see what both of those info boxes look like. We're not on the home page, and the guides start on the home page, so Merlin's telling us to go to the home page to start. And here we have this first info box. Here's the content that we added in. Once a user reads that content, they'll hit Next, and it's going to take them to the next step in the guide, which is clicking on Contacts. And then here we added that other info box, and here's an example of what the element selector info box looks like. We selected this recent contacts, and the info box tells us this is the recent contacts section of the content page. We click Skip because there's no actions needed here. It's just information. And then it will take us to that final step, which was clicking on New, and Merlin will tell us, hey, the guide is complete, and we can rate the guide if we'd like to. You can also simply X out instead of rating a guide. So that is how you use the info boxes. Again, for a quick run through, open up the extension, click on Create Guide, click on Software Guide, start the guide, and then you can add an info box with picking an element or without picking an element, and they look different. I invite you to test with this, share the guides with just yourself so you can see how they look, and then you can start using info boxes to guide your users as well.